The first question says find x, y, and z. So there's three angles. Y is going to be 63. X is going to be 65. And z is going to be 180 minus 65 minus 63, which is going to give us 52. Now the reason why z is 52 because z, 65 and 63, all three angles lie on a straight line. And sum of angles on a straight line is equal to 180. So to find the one missing angle, we subtract the other angles from 180, and that gives us the value of z. Whereas for the angles x and y, for angles x and y, basically we're using the alternate segment theorem. So the alternate segment theorem basically states that the angles in alternate segments are equal. So this and this, these two are two alternate segments, and this and this, these two are two alternate segments, which means y equals to 63 and x equals to 65. This is like one of the most confusing circle theorem properties, but like you get to develop more understanding about it when you practice more questions. For this, just remember that your angles in alternate segments are always equal. So if you have this triangle inscribed in a circle and you have like two angles present outside the circle and the third one inside the triangle is missing, it's going to be the alternate segment theorem if they're asking you to find the other angles of the triangle, or like all the angles of the triangle as it is in this case. Then it says draw the graphs of x equals to 0, y equals to 2x plus 3, and y equals to x minus 1. So for x equals to 0, that's going to be your y-axis. This is x equals to 0. For y equals to x minus 1 is going to be this line. As you can see, minus 1 is our y-intercept, which means our graph of y equals to x came 1 unit down. Hence, it's now passing through -1. So this is y equals to x minus 1. For y equals to 2x plus 3, I'm going to solve it differently. Instead of just directly plotting the, the line, I'm going to find the x and y intercepts. So first we're going to put x equals to 0. So that will give us y equals to 2 times 0 plus 3, which is 3. So that means our y-intercept is 0, 3. So we plot this point over here. Then it's going to be put y equals to 0. So I'm just going to remove this part. So that's going to be 0 equals to 2x plus 3 minus 3 equals to 2x, and -3 over 2 equals to x, which means our second coordinate is -3 by 2 and 0. So that's basically -1.5. So that's going to come over here. I'm going to use a different color for this. This is our line. So now it says show the regions which satisfy the inequality. So if x is greater than 0, if x is greater than or equal to 0, then that's going to be on this side, because on the right side your values of x are increasing. Then it says y is less than or equal to 2x plus 3. So that's going to be underneath the line. Then y is greater than or equal to x minus 1. So that's going to be above this line, because this is where values of y are increasing. So as you can see, your region which satisfies the inequality is going to be this region. This is where your values of y are increasing. This for y is greater than or equal to x minus 1. This is where your values of y are decreasing for y is less than equal to 2x plus 3. And this is where your values of x are increasing for x is greater than equal to 0. So this is the region that satisfies the inequality, the one that I've shaded in purple. Then it says Rahim invests 800 pounds in the bank for 5 years at Y% compound interest. At the end of the 5 years, he has 887.60 pounds. Ben says that Y is between 1% and 2%. Is Ben correct? What we'll do is we'll find the compound interest at both of these rates and see whether Ben's value for Y is between 1% to 2%. So if we take 1% as the interest rate, firstly, our equation for the compound interest is going to be principal amount times 1 plus rate of interest to the power of t, which is time. So our principal amount is 800 times 1 plus 1%. So that's going to be 1 over 100 whole power 5, because we're talking about a 5-year time period. So that's going to give us 800 times 1.01 to the power of 5, which equals to 840.8 pounds. Now let's find the compound interest for the other interest rate value. So I'm just going to put 840.8 over here. So now for the other one, our principal amount is going to be the same. Our interest rate is going to be 2 over 100 and time period is still 5. That's going to be 800 times 1.02 to the power of 5 is 883.3 pounds. So as you can see, he said that at the end of 5 years, he will get 887.60 and his interest rate will be between 1% and 2%. But at 2%, we're getting 883.3, which is still less than 887. That means no, he is incorrect, because his interest rate is going to be greater than 2% for sure. C in real positive numbers, C is inversely proportional to D. When C equals to 7, D equals to 28. Find the value of C when C equals to D. Okay. So if C is inversely proportional to D, that means our equation is going to be C equals to K over D. In inversely proportional, always remember that if one quantity is increasing, the other will decrease. And if one is decreasing, the other will increase. So it goes in opposite directions. Hence, the equation becomes C equals to K over D. K is our proportionality constant. So first we find the proportionality constant, and that's going to be 7 equals to K over 28, which is going to give us 7 times 28. And that's going to be 196. So the value of our proportionality constant is 196. So C equals to 196 over D. Now what we do is we put C equals to D. So since you have to find the value of C, I'm going to replace D with C. And it's going to be C squared equals to 196. And to find the value of C, we're going to take the square root of 196. And that's going to give us 14. If they were asking us to find the value of D instead, then we would replace C with D. And that would be D squared equals to 196. And that would also give us the same value, because ultimately C and D are equal in this case. So